Hey, what's up, guys? So, thank you for joining me for this short interlude. I posit that life, and particularly in the context of relationships, is a lot like playing with some Legos. Now, you start out by gathering all of your pieces, right? Things that you have amassed through years and years of life and lived experience. And ultimately, what you find is as you go through life, you put these pieces together as best as you can without any real instructions really, because that's where the fun is, I think. And with a little bit of imagination, you find yourself in a position where you are able to call something whatever you like a tree. And it's perfectly fit for purpose. As you go through life, you may get slightly different pieces, slightly better pieces, if I may, that may or may not be better suited to the purpose. Sometimes they make sense, sometimes they fit in nicely with what you've already built, most of the time probably not, and that's where we find ourselves breaking destructive habits. But all in all, once more, with a little bit of gusto and a lot of just pushing things in as best as you can, you still have a tree. The challenge then comes in when you are placed with a bunch of different people and suddenly you have their pieces thrown into the mix. And life, as it were, gives you an instruction. You got to build something. You, for purposes of our discussion, are required to build a castle with the pieces you have there. And with a partner, difficult, very difficult. The challenge is exacerbated by the fact that each of you has a different idea of what a castle would look like. Your partner, for example, may think that this is a castle. You may think that this is a castle. Both valid, both real, both functional, different. And regrettably, more often than not, neither of you have all the parts to build either one. So, in the absence of any real guide, any real plan, what you're required to do is start to build a castle. So, like with most things, you start with the foundation. And it's pretty simple. Mutual respect, understanding, lots of layers of patience, yeah? And you just keep going like that and everything is okay. All is well with the world. And for the longest time, this works great until someone decides that in a castle, what they really, really want is a Batman brick. And that's cool. It really is. Except that that particular piece doesn't fit in to anyone's real conception of what a castle should look like. The challenge comes in to how do you work with this? Do you fight the person to remove that piece? Or continue building in the hopes that eventually that particular piece is completely hidden? And or just keep going in the hopes that you will eventually create something that is unique and functional and all kinds of awesome in its own way. The truth is, I don't know. I really don't. But I do believe that by taking some time to define what the pieces are and which pieces belong in a castle and which pieces do not, you're going to find that the building process as a whole is actually that much more fun and way more rewarding. And that's really what it's all about, isn't it? How do we keep this process being fun and rewarding? Not always possible, but important. So, the question then, my friends, becomes, what will you build today?